Welcome to All About Fire Protection channel. In my last tutorial, someone has requested me to make a vlog for inspection, testing, and maintenance of fire alarm. And good news, this is a video that you asked for. My first job was really an awesome experience for me. When I graduated from college and tried to look for a job, I thought I would be pursuing a career path that focuses only on getting jobs experience related to electronics or communications, which is my field. But my goal changed when I received my first offer from a fire protection company and accepted it due to curiosity that what this field has to offer me. I enjoyed my experience so much because I learned a lot, not only about technical, but I found this job very beneficial for me, as this taught me the importance of fire and life safety for people. I learned the basics in doing the preventive maintenance in accordance to NFPA 72, which is the guideline accepted by our AHG here in our country. And I'm going to share it with you now, guys. For fire alarm technicians or engineer, this is the right video for you. Please bear with me. What are the objectives of NFPA 72 standards for installation, testing, and maintenance of fire alarm? First, there are two stages in acceptance of fire alarm system by the owner or AHG. One is the initial acceptance. This is where the system is being accepted by the owner or AHG upon completion of the project. Second stage is re-acceptance. This has to be performed when some changes in the system took place or maintenance activity has to be conducted and when the system is fully operational. We can now proceed with the objectives of NFPA 72. Our first objective is the purpose for initial and re-acceptance inspection is to ensure compliance with approved design documents and ensure installation in accordance with NFPA and other required installation standards. This involves inspection to ensure that the correct equipment has been used and properly located and installed to assure both operational reliability and mission reliability. Our second objective, the purpose for initial and re-acceptance tests is to ensure system operation in accordance with the design documents. If a system is designed to meet specific mission or goals, then operational testing will assure that the system has mission reliability. Like for example, if the AHJ or owner's representative will conduct a test for fire alarm modules on pressure level, if it meets the desired level as per the design documents. Third objective, the purpose of periodic inspection is to ensure that the obvious damages or changes that might affect the system operability are visually identified. Periodic inspections are intended to discover conditions that might include physical damage to components, changes in environmental conditions, or changes in building layout before it affects system integrity or put life of occupants at risk. Fourth objective, the purpose of periodic testing is to statistically assure operational reliability. It minimizes the potential time a system, function, or device might fail before discovery of the problem. Fifth objective, to ensure operational integrity. Inspection, testing, and maintenance program includes manufacturers' published instructions as part of the requirement. Verifying the correct operation of the system includes conformance with the codes, core standards, owner's goals, and specifications of the designer. Now that we know the objectives of NFPA 72 for the requirements in inspection, testing, and maintenance, we will now tackle some important definitions and functions according to the standard. The property or building or system owner or the owner's designated representative shall be responsible for inspection, testing, and maintenance of system, and for alterations or any additions to the system. Where the property owner is not the occupant, the property owner shall be permitted to delegate the authority and responsibility to the occupant or the management PM or managing individual through specific provisions in the lease, written use agreement, or management contract. A service personnel shall be qualified and experienced who first understand requirements contained in NFPA 72. Second, understand basic job site safety laws and requirements. Third, apply troubleshooting techniques and determine the cause of power alarm system troubleshooting conditions. Fourth, understand equipment specific requirements such as programming, application, and compatibility. Fifth, knows how to read fire alarm system design documentation and manufacturer's guidelines. 6. Properly use tools and test equipment. And last, properly apply the test methods required by NFPA 72. Prior to any scheduled inspection or testing, the service company should coordinate with the building or system owner or ownership representative. Before we proceed with any test, all persons, facilities, and building occupants shall be notified to prevent unnecessary response. The owner or the owner's designated representative and service personnel shall coordinate system testing to prevent interruption of critical building systems or equipment. Prior to system maintenance or testing, the record of completion and any information required by NFPA 72 regarding the system and system alteration, including specifications, wiring diagrams, floor plans, shall be provided by the owner or a designated representative to the service personnel upon request. Prior to any testing of fire alarm system, initiating fire suppression system releasing function like FM200, NOVEC, or whatever fire suppression system installed at site, the following are required to be considered. Testing personnel shall be qualified and experienced. Second, notify occupants. Third, actual discharge testing shall not be required or necessary. Suppression system shall be secured from inadvertent actuation, including disconnection of releasing solenoids, actuators, closing of valves, or other actions for the duration of the fire alarm testing. To avoid accidental discharge of fire suppression system during testing, make sure that the disconnect switch are operated before start of the test. Fifth, testing shall include verification that the releasing circuit and components energized are electrically monitored for integrity and operate as intended. Suppression system and components shall be returned to their functional operating condition upon completion of system testing. Now our next topic is interface equipment and emergency control function. These are other fire and life safety systems integrated to the fire alarm, which must be carefully interfaced to ensure level of protection and performance. Examples are: 1. Interface to motorized fire damper. 2nd, interface to access control doors. 3rd, shutdown of air handling units. 4th, interface to public address or background music. Interface to elevator control. 6. Interface to smoke control. 7. Shutdown of fresh air or suspan system. And many depending on which systems are installed within the building. Testing personnel shall be qualified and experienced in the arrangement and operation of interface equipment and emergency control functions. Well, I still remember my past experience in fire alarm where I first started working in the fire protection industry. I was normally doing my preventive maintenance in residential buildings and malls as my assignment. And I was suddenly shifted to work in an industrial power plant. The environment was totally different, especially the work safety requirement. My assignment there is to replace the existing total fire alarm in one of the facility building within the plant. The job was easy initially after we successfully tested the integrity of existing cables, and we are good to go for replacing all the devices. But the challenge came when we finally worked in replacing the fire alarm control panel. At first, I thought that we'll just dismantle the existing panel and install a new one. Terminating the mission. Done. But when we removed some cables terminated within the panel, too late when I realized that the power plant is at full operation that day, which led to activate its fire safety interface to the conveyor, and it stopped the plant operation. Lesson learned: since it's really affect the operation of the plant, I was screwed for failed communication, lack of planning experience. This is why personnel with knowledge and qualification and enough experience are required for testing the complete fire alarm system, including its interface. NFPA 72 permits the use of automated testing arrangement. The testing operation could be arranged to actuate automatically or remotely from the fire alarm control unit. Failure of device equipped with automatic test must indicate audible and visual trouble signal. Test plan. A test plan shall be written to clearly establish the scope of testing for the fire alarm or signaling system. And the test plan is intended to clarify exactly what is to be tested and how is it to be tested. Testing of fire alarm and signaling system is often done in segmented fashion to accommodate the availability of testing or other personnel and to minimize the interruption of building operations. The main purpose of test plan is to document which devices were and were not tested. Here is now the table from NFPA 72 which summarizes the frequencies and method for visual inspection of fire alarm. Visual inspection should be performed in accordance with the schedules and table, or more often if required by AHK. Devices which are inaccessible for safety consideration shall be permitted to be inspected during scheduled shutdown, if approved by AHK. Extended intervals shall not exceed 18 months. The visual inspection shall be made to ensure that there are no changes that affect equipment performance. The table shows all the devices equipment, but in this tutorial, we will only discuss the common devices used in residential or commercial buildings to save time. Anyhow, you can always check this table and just refer to the device you need based on what you have in your project. There are two types of testing mentioned in NFPA 72. One is the initial acceptance testing, and the other one is re-acceptance testing. The initial acceptance testing is the testing that we are conducting during handover of the newly installed system during project execution. The acceptance testing is the test that we are conducting when we replace or install or modify something in a system, in an existing system. So, what are the requirements in initial acceptance testing? As for NPA, all new systems shall be inspected and tested in accordance to NFPA 72, Chapter 14. AHG shall be notified prior to initial acceptance test. In the acceptance testing, it is performed to verify the proper operation of added or replaced devices, appliances, emergency control function devices, control equipment, and so forth. So, when an initiating device notification appliance or control relay is added, it shall be functionally tested. This is one requirement of NFPA 70 in the acceptance testing. It means when we replace an existing device, or let's say one device, that device shall be tested only, and it does not require to test all existing devices in that particular circuit. When an initiating device notification appliance or control relay is deleted, another device appliance or control relay in the circuit shall be operated. So when we deleted or remove a device in one particular loop, then it's required by NFPA 72 to test some device, appliance, or control relay within the same circuit. And when we modify or repair control equipment hardware, the control equipment shall be tested in accordance with Table 14.4.3.2, items 1A and 1B. And when changes are made to a program or the specific software, following shall apply. All functions known to be affected by the change or identified by a means that indicates changes shall be 100% tested. In addition, 10% of initiating devices that are not directly affected by the change, up to a maximum of 50 devices, shall be tested and correct. System operation shall be verified. A device record of completion in accordance with NFPA 7.5.6 shall be prepared to reflect these changes. So these are the requirements when we modify the program or software in a fire alarm system. Test methods. One method acceptable by NFPA 72 is the silent test method. This is the walk test feature that we mostly see in some fire alarm brands. Testing frequency. It shall be performed in accordance with the schedules in Table 14.4.3.2 or more often if required by each. I will not explain each, guys, since this is quite straightforward. The table, you will see in the table what equipment to be tested and what is the frequency required for testing, and you will also see in the table the method to be used in testing of that particular equipment. I hope that you find this video helpful, and if you want more tutorials related to fire protection, please comment, or you may send message personally to my account, official Facebook, which I also included in my description. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will be updated of our latest video. Thanks for watching. Bye.